patterning. This involves a lot of math. Hi, hello, and welcome to the Fluffy Tail household, where there's nothing but good fuzzy vibes here. So today we're starting on part 3 of the Suigintou project. Now, today is going to be all the patterning. So I do have fabric picked out for that. You always want to start with fabric that's basically the same weight and the same material as the fabric you're going to be using on your project. So I have a bunch of cotton. Let me show you. In the last video, I stated that I would be using this cotton for patterning. I never ended up using it in that video, so I saved it for this one. And it's just a random cotton, nothing special, but I'm going to start with a pattern. Let me also show you the pattern. So this is the pattern I will be using. I did show this also in the last video. I just call this the Wednesday Addams pattern because it just has a Wednesday Addams costume on the front. But I will be using the skirt portion, this portion, and the sleeve portion until I actually have to start altering things. With all that being said, let's get started on the bodice first, and then we'll move on to the skirt later. To start with the patterning, I will be cutting out 6 pieces, which will be the bodice front, the bodice back, the sleeve band, the skirt front, and the skirt back. Everything else I do not need. So let's get started with that. Now, I did pin the pattern to the fabric. Right now I am focusing on these little pieces down at the bottom of her bodice. And what I could tell is that those pieces wrap around. So when I start tracing out the pattern, I'm going to try to replicate these pieces. So when I do cut it out, those pieces are already there. I will be using Sharpie for this just to trace out the pattern as well as show you guys exactly what I'm tracing. So I decided to cut out the sleeve as well. I am not altering the sleeve part as much as the band that goes with the sleeve. That part will be altered. But this is what I have so far. I'm going to sew it together. When you sew any pattern together, you do not need to backstitch, and you do not need to use a smaller stitch setting. Use the biggest stitch setting and don't backstitch. Everything's going to be basically raw. So the silhouette is good. I really like how it turns out. I really like how it frames this bottom part. But I do need to add just a smidge of fabric back here where the zipper is going to go. The reason why I want to do that is because if I stretch it too much, these little flaps back here are going to start to lift up over time. So I need to adjust that. Otherwise, it looks really good. I'm going to start working on this piece and seeing where I need to put the middle piece at. So what we're looking at on the phone is this middle piece right here. I need to make enough of the sides to where it will snuggle this piece in between. This piece is also gathered, with the rose and then ruffles on the top. So I have to account for all of that while I'm trying to cut this out. I don't want to cut out too much because then I could possibly ruin the structure of the sleeves. But yeah, that's what we're going to try to focus on, is this piece. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to roughly measure the sleeve. Just about 6. So I think if I go the 3-inch mark, this is the middle right here. I want it to try to follow the middle. It honestly ends somewhere right here. Bottom here. It's a little bit more open. This is like hurting my eyes. So here's kind of a rough sketch of what I was thinking. That it stops about right here. And then it goes up to here. Now I like where I marked it like in the middle of the sleeve. I'm gonna take this off and put it down on the ground and like kind of fix it up a little bit more. Because I think this is good right here. And I also don't want it hitting the darts either, because there are darts in this pattern. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to be cutting off too much. Wow. It's like spot on. It looks so good where it's supposed to stop. I did allow seam allowance, so I did put seam allowance where it's supposed to go. And then once the seam allowance is bent back, that looks pretty good. Now a white piece is going to go right in the middle here. I did save the piece I cut out so I can measure out that white piece and make sure it's going to sandwich in between here well. But other than that, it's good. I also cut a little V in the back, as you guys can see. The V in the back, I did cut that because she does have an open back to a certain point, and then there are ribbons going across that open part. Just like down on the skirt, there's an open part and there are ribbons going across it. So I think I'm going to stick with this. This is really good for right now. I'm going to go and fiddle with the middle piece, so that's what we're going to go do. Alright, I'm taking that middle piece that I cut out of my bodice, and I'm going to try to see where I want this. Now I do want the gatherings on there. This is the neck piece up here. So think about right here would be good. I'll be able to gather it in like this and kind of make it also almost like an accordion shape. But I think this is the shape I'm going to go with, and I'm going to test it out. Just gather it like very loosely, probably with just a thread and needle and not my machine, and see how it goes. So it's a little too big, I think. I think I should cut it down just a little more. But otherwise, it's pretty good. If I were to put my flower right here, I think it's pretty good. I think that's, yeah, what I want. So, maybe it's not too big. I don't know. Maybe I might just keep it this size. And really sandwich the ruffles on top in there. But otherwise, I think I'm going to call this pattern good. This pattern is good to go. There is a little bit of puckering. I think that's just because I don't have a zipper in. But Again, I'm gonna try my best with this if I straighten it out enough. But otherwise, I think I got it. Yeah. And again, this will be pressed down and a little bit more ruffled, but I like the way this looks. I'm gonna measure where the sleeve stops. The sleeve usually hangs about right here. So I'm gonna measure from here all the way down to my elbow, which is about 8 inches. I'm gonna make it 8 inches. I even might make it 9 just in case. But we're gonna start with that for the sleeve band, since it does go down longer on her, and then it stops right here and it opens up. So the part I'm focusing on is the sleeve part right here. Now this part hangs down just a little bit further, and then there's a 3-tiered sleeve right here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the 1 tier right here and just mark where the 3 tiers will go on that 1 tier, just for this mock-up. And then I'm gonna try to focus on this part. I did measure my arm. It came out to like 10, but I might make it 11 or 12 just because of that overhang. So I'm gonna try to pattern that out now. A little hard to see, but I'm going off this square and I'm gonna mark out where my overhang is gonna go. Here, let's make it 12 just in case, and then that way we can roll the hem if we need to. Right there is good. It has a little bit of a curve. It's not gathered for sure. I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna fold this in half so I can get the full thing instead of trying to draw it all out. So I'm gonna fold right here. Now that I have this part, I'm going to work on the little sleeve frills. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to make like basically a mini circle skirt. So I'm going to measure my arm, and then from here to here, let's make it 10.5. No, let's make it 11. Let's make it 11 because I have to roll it too. So let's make it 11. 11, and then I can make the next sleeve 8, and then the last sleeve like 4 to get my tiers. Had to do some fiddling off camera, but it's looking very bell-shaped, that's for sure. I did cut out 2 of these, so when I sew them together, I can crinkle it to the point where it will be all ruffled when it hangs. I also am gonna mark where I'm gonna put the smaller sleeves, so I'm gonna add, where this falls on me, I'm gonna add seam allowance. So at the bottom, I'm just gonna put add seam allowance. I'm only doing that because this is a circle, and if I want to do a rolled hem on a circle, I have to stay stitch first, then I have to roll up the hem. So I need a little bit extra. And then this circle, I'm sure I put it at 10.5. No, I put it at 11. That way all the sleeves will be showing. So this is first tier, or let me make it third. Let me make it third because technically this long sleeve would be the first tier because it goes underneath. So third, second, and this sleeve right here is first. So, and this is just the pattern piece. When I cut out the real pieces, I'll actually cut out 3 of these to match these lengths. But for right now, I'm just cutting out 1 just to see how it looks. So I'm gonna put the sleeve all together and then I'm gonna get back to you guys. I was actually doubting myself, but this looks really good. Like, what? Like the sleeve, it looks almost perfect to what I wanted. It's crazy. What? I should never doubt my pattern making skills. So it does look a little weird with it being held together. Once I put like the back supports on, and there will be ribbons on the back here to like kind of like hold this back piece onto my shoulders basically. Right now, because it's just a pattern, it's kind of slopping. But once those pieces are in and it's actually like structurally sound, the sleeve looks so good. I feel like a vampire, like kinda. But I'm really proud of this pattern. Like, this is crazy. I was just kind of drawing it out, not thinking much of it, and I'm so glad it came out good. It is really bulky, but I also have to take into account this is just cotton, and this sleeve will be like really thin polyester satin. And plus it'll be like serged. I didn't serge any of the bulk or anything, so that's what's creating all this like unnecessary bulk up here. But it's like perfect. So like I got this part of the sleeve, I got this part of the sleeve, and then I got the long part and the puffed part. But it looks so good all together, especially when I like hold it. So if I hold it, yes. Okay, so the bodice is officially complete. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have so much fun in this one too. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I love the sleeve. But yes, this is officially done. I did everything I was supposed to. Later on, I might do a little something down here. I want to kind of make the motif for the Rozen Maiden like cases down here, like a little rose embellishment. That's debatable, but right now I'm just gonna move on to the skirt. So let's move on to the skirt. This is the same circle skirt pattern I used for the hoop skirt. If you guys were here for that video, I'm just gonna recut out the skirt. One, because I really like this pattern, and two, I can always add to this pattern in the future if I'm gonna use it again. But I'm gonna cut it out. Nothing's really gonna change in terms of the pattern itself, but what is gonna change is there's gonna be a ruffle at the bottom. So I'm just gonna like roughly measure what I want that ruffle to be. And then there's gonna be flaps over this too. So the flaps, those are gonna be like different pattern pieces, and I'm gonna have to make 3 of them, just at least for one side to see how it's going to look. But I definitely want them to hang as low as the ruffles, maybe even lower than the ruffles. But we'll see. And then like everything is going to be attached at the top. So the skirts along with the waistband and the panels are all gonna be at the top. While I'm at it, I'm just gonna make the ruffle out of this little scrap piece. So I think I wanted 6, and the reason why I wanted 6, because if I fold it, then it'll be 3 inches. So I'm gonna make it right here and here. So there's my 6. I'm gonna try to see how long this will go before it cuts me off. That's fine. All I need is a little square of it. I don't need a big old piece. I'm just gonna fold it and ruffle it just very loosely, and then attach it to a side of the skirt and see how that looks. Okay, so I got the general pattern. The ruffles, I think I need to make a little longer. Maybe 4 inches would be good. But otherwise, they hang just where I expect them to. There's also gonna be a petticoat underneath this, so I think that will really help as well. But otherwise, I might just add an inch. So let's get started on the panels. Now, looking at the picture, the ruffle definitely needs to be longer, but I am gonna focus on the little flaps, which is these pieces right here. So the middle, there is ribbon in between her skirt, and then there's these little triangle pieces and then the longer pieces. And from what I can see, I think there's 6 of them all together. I think that's good the way it is. I will definitely clean it up in the final product. I even puckered this a little bit just to see how it would look. It looks so much better. Oh yeah. And then like when the little, what is it called, ribbons go across the middle. Oh, I am super happy with this. That is for sure. I am happy with this. And I know it doesn't look like much now. I accidentally cut into the skirt part, but that is okay that it's mock-up and not actual fabric that I'm using on this outfit. But the mock-up for the skirt is done. I think I'm good. I might add a little things here and there. Like I do want to make this, I want to shorten the skirt just a tad, like an inch or so, and make this longer. But other than that, completely good. And with that, you guys, our journey has come to an end. The mock-up process is complete. I'm not going to go any further than this. I might do a little bonus clip and test out some fabric with vinyl. But other than that, we're done. We're done. The mock-up's complete. I'm so thrilled. I can't wait to start cutting out and getting it on the real fabric. But thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you like this. And join me for the next video, which will be actually making this outfit this time. So yeah, have a good day. Bye guys! Before anybody comes at me in the comments, this is just a motif. It has nothing to do with religion. Please do not tell me that I'm some kind of bad person. It's just a motif, people. It's not that serious. It's not that deep, okay? This is a piece of vinyl. I just wanted to test it on the fabric I'm going to be using, just to see if it'll stick. It should. And the pieces of vinyl I'll be cutting out are gonna be kind of skinny. Crosses are usually skinny. Not to, you know, shame fat crosses or whatever. All crosses are very pretty. So, yeah. It really gets on there. I think it's on there now for sure. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love it. And again, this has nothing to do with religion. If I see comments about it, I will erase them. It's just a tester piece. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye!